Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Listen up, alright? I think this is way overdue. In this video, I will be ranking every single Ariana Grande album from best to worst. Down here somewhere. And you will agree with me. Or else. Let's get into this. This is gonna be a good one, so you better lock in, alright? You better pay attention. All these takes are gonna be valid. November 11th, 2023. My first ever reaction to Ariana Grande. And the album was Thank You Next. Alright, so let me get this straight. Y'all wanted me to react to what? Thank You Next? By who? Ariana Grande. Why? I couldn't tell you. October 27th, 2024. My most recent reaction to Ariana Grande, which was... pretty sure it was the live album. I think it was K-Bye for now. Here for one reason, Miss Ariana, Miss Medium, you know, everything she goes by. We all know how good she is, bro. Okay. I spent the end of 2023 and all of 2024 figuring out who Ariana was or is and what she's musically capable of. So I have absolutely no bias. So who better to rank her albums than I? So how this is going to work, right? I'm going to be rating every single album except the Christmas ones and, you know, songs that she's featured on and stuff like that. I'm excluding those on a scale from 1 to 5. Okay, obviously 1 being the worst, 5 being the best for each album and every song in that album. And then I will go through my thought process behind why I decided they got those ratings. Got it? Cool. First album up, yours truly. 2013, track number 1, Honeymoon Avenue. The first song on her debut album, and it is still considered a fan favorite, and personally one of my favorites too. The production is top tier, the switch is iconic. Overall, the song is super catchy, and it never fails to bring that bright feeling every single time. And for that, 5 out of 5. Moving on. Track number 2, Baby I. The pure replay value that this track has, due to not only that classic 90s diva R&B type feel, but also the vocal control that Ariana displays throughout this whole track is just beyond impressive. And for that, it gets a 5. Track number 3, Right There, featuring The Biggest Sean, the sequel to her duet with Mac Miller. Every time this song comes on, I look forward to absolutely hollering that chorus that is just so unforgettable. I would even consider it to be one of the most memorable choruses throughout the whole record. And for that, 4 out of 5. Track number 4, Tattooed Heart. The fact that she recorded not only this, but also Honeymoon Avenue while dealing with a lung and skull infection is beyond me. I consider this song to be one of my absolute favorites from yours truly, simply because of how powerful and controlled her vocals are. And when I tell you, instant chills going into the chorus, I mean it. And the way her background vocals float around the piano and strings, it's just peak artistic intent. 4 out of 5. Yes, the first 4 tracks on her debut album are all absolute bangers. And I think it's only right that I take that into account when I'm ranking these albums. Just remember that, they're bangers. What are you looking at? Track number 5, Loving It. Am I loving it? Debatable. For me, the song is good, but it's not one that I would personally go and seek out when revisiting this album. Despite the legendary Mary J. Blige sample. Unfortunately, that sample isn't enough to bring me back. So for that, 2.5. Yes. Track number 6, Piano. You like pianos? I like pianos. You know, I appreciate the kind of cheerful vibe that this song brings, but I don't appreciate it enough to want to play it. Sorry. For that, it gets a 2, which is just a little bit below average. Average is 2.5. Remember that. Half of 5 is 2.5. So I gave it a 2. That would mean it's a little bit less than average for you number people. Track number 7, Daydreamin'. Let's talk about it. I actually think that this song is underrated. Yes, you heard me right. It's not one of my go-tos, but if it comes on, it's going to stay on. I think the chorus is really catchy, and I like the fact that she was dropping hints about this song for months, just to make it a little more fun for y'all to like figure out what it actually was. And for that, 3.5. Track number 8, The Way, with the MacBook. Mac Miller. RIP to Mac Miller. There isn't too much that needs to be said about this track right here. I could honestly just let the triple platinum certifications speak for themselves. A few words that do come to mind when thinking about this track is timeless, significant, and special. This song kind of hits on a deeper level just knowing how much fun they had making it. I mean, truly like the perfect match when we're talking about voices. And they match in the sense that they kind of don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would call it a beautiful contrast because on one hand, you got Ariana Grande, who's like super powerful, super controlled vocals, really pretty tone. And then on the other hand, you got Mac Miller, who's a little more raspy, a little more chill, laid back rapping. And together, they work like really well. And for that, 5 out of 5. You heard me right. 5 out of 5. Track number 9, You'll Never Know. All I'm going to say is, well, you coulda, yep, well, you shoulda, yep. That's all that really needs to be said. Like, it's a banger. I really like everything that's going on in this track, and I can see why it's Ariana's favorite from this album. I don't agree. It's not my favorite from this album, but I can see why it's hers. And for that, it gets a 4. Track number 10, Almost Is Never Enough with Nathan Sykes, right? I think it's Sykes. Pretty sure it's Sykes. I thought it was Skies at first, but pretty sure it's not. Don't get mad at me. You know, it's kind of ironic that this song is about a relationship not working out between two people, and then that exact same thing happens to you with the person that you made the song with. It's kind of tough. That is what I like to call not so subtle foreshadowing. The song itself is good. I do enjoy them harmonizing. And I do enjoy the songwriting, but it's not enough to make me want to revisit it. You know what I'm saying? For that, 3. Okay. Track number 11. Popular song. Off the bat, this song is way too joyous for me, okay? And I know, depressed Koi in the chat, whatever, I don't care. I could go any day of the week without hearing this song, and I would enjoy that week. I would love that week. Anyways, I got flamed for not knowing that this song was actually sampled from the popular song from Wicked, but y'all let me know that very quickly, okay? And a lot of y'all too. I know now, okay? So calm down. I'm not the enemy here. So I hope that everybody who left a comment on that reaction, you know, telling me that it's from Wicked, hope y'all are all happy now. I know now. All right. And that brings me to 1.5. Yep, you heard me. Track number 12, Better Left Unsaid with a bam. I think this song would have been a lot better without the "if you wanna party, put your hands up" part. I just don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? It kind of ruined the track, in my opinion, but I appreciate her trying to make a dance song, even though it's not really like all that familiar to her. I do appreciate that, but it's just not my vibe, really. Sorry. And for that, 2. That's going to wrap up the first album, her debut album, Yours Truly. Overall, what I would give this album in totality, big word, 3.5 out of 5. That's pretty good. For the debut album, like I said, bro, the first 4 tracks on this, crazy. Absolutely crazy. On to the next album, My Everything, 2014. Right? Wow. I was 10. Let's do it. Here we go. Track number 1, intro. What most first tracks are. I don't have too much to say about intro tracks unless they're like super good. I think it's kind of funny how like soft and sweet the intro is, and then the very next track, complete vibe switch. So for that, 3. Track number 2, Problem with Iggy Azalea. Wow. All right. Even if you're not an Ariana Grande fan or an Iggy Azalea fan, if that's a thing, chances are you've probably heard this song at least once in your lifetime. It's one of those songs that you can literally recognize within like the first 5 seconds. That's how iconic it is. I didn't know this, but it doesn't really surprise me that it peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. I mean, I remember hearing it on the radio like all the time on my way to elementary school. Yeah, song is old. But, you know, I gotta give props to Iggy. Give credit where it's due. I appreciate her bringing the energy and bringing the vibe up, you know, doing her thing on this track. Even though I'm not a fan of hers or whatever, I can say confidently, you know, she did her thing. She definitely did it. I think this is one of her best features. I also didn't know that Big Sean was the one whispering in this track. Good job, Big Sean. You have a good whispering voice. And for that, 3. Next track number 3, One Last Time. Yum. This track is definitely one of, if not my favorite track on this album. The replay value is endless. It's got a nice warm feeling to it, and it's just an overall banger. Like it's just a banger. Although the song was originally about being unfaithful, I like how you guys, the Arianators, kind of gave it a different meaning with its re-release back in 2017 following the tragic Manchester incident. I do respect Ariana for being vulnerable and honest about her own faults and taking accountability. I respect it. Taking all that into consideration, 5. Yeah. Perfect. Track number 4, Why Try? I don't know. I think it's okay at best. The lyrics kind of lack substance, and it kind of fails to really make me feel anything. So for that, I give it a 2.5. Track number 5, Break Free with Zed. We got Ariana stepping into EDM. Yeah, I mean, why not? If it sounds like this, yeah, do it. Just drop an EDM album if they're all gonna sound like this. Fuck it, Ariana Grande EDM album 2026. Do not sleep on my boy Zed. He's a certified hit maker, okay? He's got bangers. And it doesn't surprise me that this song peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. Doesn't surprise me at all. It's a great song. And for that, I give it a 4. Yeah. Track number 6, Best Mistake with The Biggest Sean again. Now, to be honest, I could go without this song. I'm going to be honest. I could. It doesn't really do anything for me. I do like how Big Sean sounded rapping over this kind of like hip-hop ballad type beat. And I think that every time him and Ariana are on a track, they just make a good duo. But yeah, unfortunately, this track isn't for me. For that, 2.5. Track number 7, Be My Baby with Cashmere Cat. Okay. It's an okay song. I think of it more as just kind of like a filler, to be honest. I could also do without this track. So for that, 2. Track number 8, Break Your Heart right back. Not break your back, break your heart right back. Don't get it twisted. I like the sample the most. I'm gonna be honest. Using Diana Ross's I'm Coming Out, epic. Yeah, I like it. I think Ariana was obviously good. Childish Gambino was good. This track doesn't have enough to bring me back to it. So I also just realized that the song is about a guy cheating on his girl with another guy. I would have never known that had I not done my research. Yeah, why not? Sure. And for that, 2.5. Track number 9, Love Me Harder with The Weeknd. It is a great day to be an Ariana and The Weeknd fan. Two of the most iconic vocalists of today coming together to give us this absolute anthem. I think it's kind of funny how they were both kind of nervous about actually making this song because of like how aggressively romantic it is, and that was out of both of their comfort zones, but they ended up doing it and they ended up both loving it in the end. I guess you could say that this song is timeless. And for that, a 4. Track number 10, Just a Little Bit of Your Heart. Okay. Not saying that I, necessarily enjoy hearing her cry out, but it does sound good. It does sound good, doesn't it? Also, why did I just find out that Harry Styles, the best One Direction member, wrote this song? Why am I just now figuring that out? Nobody told me in the comments. Y'all didn't do your job. You didn't. I'm gonna say what y'all say. Y'all didn't understand the assignment. I'm sure a lot of people are able to kind of relate to this song, as it is a very common thing in relationships nowadays. How many times have you heard somebody talk about, them getting cheated on, but still loving that person that cheated on them? Endless amounts. Endless amounts. And it blows my mind every single time that I hear it. Because if that was me, oh, you're one and done. This ain't a baseball game. You don't get 3 tries. You mess up once, you're out. So for that, 3.5. Sorry. Had to take a little intermission. Had to make sure that I'm still sexy as ever. Track number 11. Hands on Me with A$AP Ferg. Okay. A very unexpected collaboration indeed. One that has no room whatsoever in any of my playlists. Next. I almost forgot. For that, 1.5. Yup, you heard me right. Track number 12, My Everything. The title track. I always like it when Ariana is given the space to just showcase her vocals. Yes, there was absolutely no need for any crazy production or anything extra to make this song as good as it is. It's fine just the way it is. And I do like the fact that she dedicated this to her grandpa. I think that's a very sweet thing to do. Again, another very respectable act, Ariana. You're getting on my good side, man. Track number 13, Bang Bang with Jessie J and Nicki Minaj. This is the female anthem right here. Debuting at number 1 in the UK and peaking at number 3 in the US with a diamond certification. By the way, this song is a powerhouse hit, and you've definitely heard it. Jessie J immediately starting off the track with the energy, and then Ariana following it up with her sassy, confident vocals, leading into the chorus, and then leaving the last verse for the best female rapper. Of course it's going to be a hit. That is the formula. Nicki Minaj with the last verse just to put the cherry on top of everything else that was going right in this track. And who doesn't like cherries? You don't like cherries, you're gross. And for that, 4.5. Oh yeah. Track number 14, Only One. I think this is the underrated track on the album. Her runs matching along with the instrumental is peak. Ignore that dog. I really like the beat, and it also reminds me of that late 90s Mariah Carey type vibe. It doesn't get much better than that. And for that, 3. Track number 15, You Don't Know Me. I don't hate the production, although I am a little confused by it. This is one of those songs that could have stayed in the vault, and I don't think anybody would have been mad about it. And for that, 1.5. Overall rating of the entire album in totality, yeah, bringing that word back, 2.5 out of 5. It's got bangers on it. It's got a few bangers, but it is nowhere near her best album. Like, stop. Who are you? You're not fooling nobody. On to the next album, Dangerous Woman, 2016. 2016 was a peak music year. SoundCloud was popping off. Things were going great. I loved it, man. All right. Track number 1, Moonlight. Now, this is how you start off an album right here. Great music comes from real experiences. From the twinkly production to the plucking of the strings, it just makes the instrumental sound heavenly. Beautiful vocals and detailed lyrics to almost give us a glimpse of what she was experiencing. The fact that it was made in just 48 hours just goes to show how talented Ariana and her team are. Now for that, 3.5. Track number 2, Dangerous Woman, the title track. Everybody knows this song. Like, come on, bro. I could honestly see the song in a movie with how dramatic the production is and how powerful her vocals are. So this song is the reason that she renamed the album. Got it. Originally, the album was going to be called Moonlight, but she felt like Dangerous Woman would fit better because of what she was going through at the time. Certified 4 times platinum. Don't really surprise me. Well deserved. And for that, I give it a 4. Track number 3, Be Alright. Will we be alright? I don't know. Now, I'm not a huge fan of like house music type production. I don't think the song is bad. I just wouldn't be on the lookout for it when revisiting this album. So for that, 2. Track number 4, Into You. Rolling Stone ranked this song her best song of all time. I don't know about that. Like, no. What I do know, though, is Max Martin is a beast. You know what I really like? The dark pop vibe that the song gives. I mean, Ariana is really just letting everybody know why she's one of the top vocalists of today. And for that, 3.5. Oh, yeah. Track number 5, Side to Side with Nicki Minaj again. I don't think Ariana and Nicki have missed, like, ever. Another timeless song that makes me want to drive to the beach for absolutely no reason. I mean, talking about getting railed so hard that you can barely walk over reggae type production. I mean, if it works, yeah, sure. Yeah, oh, it definitely worked. And for that, a 4. Track number 6, Let Me Love You with Lil Wayne. Tupac Shook Her. Yeah. Not the best Wayne verse, but not terrible. To be honest, I could do without this song. Yep. For that, 2. Track number 7, Greedy. Most of y'all. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's alright. The thing that stands out from it the most to me is that disco feel. But that's pretty much it. And for that, 2.5, yes. Track number 8, Leave Me Lonely with Macy Gray. I like the old-timey feel that the production has. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Macy Gray's voice, but it's not bad. I could also do without this song. Yes, I could. And for that, 2. On to the next. Track number 9, Every Day with the Toxic King himself, Future, my role model. Kidding. Despite Future sounding like Flo Rida, yeah, I wouldn't listen to this. It's not a bad track, but personally, I would not listen to it in my free time. And for that, I give it a 2.5. Track number 10, Sometimes. Sometimes what? I don't know. Kind of felt like a filler track to me. Nothing super special, but it's also not terrible. And for that, 2.5. Yep. Track number 11. I Don't Care. So this is actually the last track that she recorded for the album. I didn't know that. And I think that it's actually pretty underrated. I like how simple yet detailed the production is. And for Ariana's vocals to match that, it just makes for an enjoyable listen. And I like enjoyable listening. So for that, a 3. Oh! Track number 12, Bad Decisions. Y'all make a lot of those. I've seen you. I know. So Ariana has officially stepped away from the good girl look and has become a little more naughty. But seriously, this track is okay at best to me. For that, I give it a 2. Yep, you heard me. Track number 13, what I like to do the most, touch it. Kidding. Rolling Stone is making me mad. How is this her 7th best song ever? I can't. Just let me do the ranking from now on. Just please, like, no way. There's no way. Like, the song is okay at best. I would skip it if it came on. And for that, 2.5. Rolling Stone, not her 7th best song. Who's even over there doing that? Like, fire them now. Track number 14, Knew Better / Forever Boy. Now, I actually enjoy the second half of this track much more than the first. If I'm being completely honest, I really like the melodies that she sings in the second half of this track. I think it's kind of underrated. I think it's worth giving it another shot. You know what I'm saying? For the second half at least. And for that, a 3. Track number 15, Thinking About You. No, I'm not. This is a sad banger for sure. Late night drive. Tears flowing from my eyes, type beat for real. It's a sad song, but at the same time I could chill. Late night drive. Tears flowing from my face. Damn. Late night drive. Tears flowing from my eyes, type beat for real. It's sad, but at the same time damn it, no! I'm gonna get this down. And for that, it gets a 3. Track number 16, Step On Up. I don't know why I did that. If Ariana was in High School Musical, this is what it would sound like. And for that, 2. Track number 17, Jason's song, Gave It Away. I think it's cool how Ariana and Jason Robert Brown just kind of made this song on the spot. It's kind of like jamming out till you make something that you like. I love the authentic feel that this song brings, along with that little Broadway swing. And for that, 2.5. Yep. Now, overall, I would give Dangerous Woman in totality, that's the 3rd time, 2.5. Don't be mad at me. Don't hate me. That's okay. It's fine. If you don't agree with me, you're wrong. Anyways, now that you're done being mad at me, her 4th album, Sweetener, 2018. This is an interesting one, so let's get into it. Track number 1, Raindrops, An Angel Cried. I mean, way to give me chills off the rip. It's kind of crazy how her grandpa's best friend was in the group that made the original song, and she didn't even know about it. That's crazy. Now, I'm not going to give this song a rating because it's not a full song. It's very short. So next, track number 2, Blazed with Pharrell Williams. Ooh. I will say, I do think it is pretty creative using tweets as the lyrics. I'm sure the making of this song was really fun, but the production does get a little funky for me. It gets a little out there. It's not really my cup of tea, and it isn't one that I would look out for. So for that, 2.5. Track number 3, The Light Is Coming with Nicki Minaj. Another Nicki feature. What could this mean? What it means is that this track is alright at best. Now I do, however, like the funky kind of like sliding production, and I do agree with Ariana that Nicki does elevate a track every time that she's on one, but unfortunately it wasn't elevated enough for me. And for that, 2. Track number 4. All right, REM. I actually hate Rolling Stone. In what world is Touch It her 7th best song and REM is her 16th? You're gonna piss me off. We got beef, Rolling Stone. Ooh. If you've been watching my Ariana reactions for a while, you would know that this is my all-time favorite Ariana Grande track right here. REM is that song for me, bro. Even Ariana said that it's her favorite song on Sweetener. So if you don't agree, you're really just arguing with her. You're not arguing with me, you're arguing with her. And do you want to do that to mother? I didn't think so. She's not my mom, but still. All right. I'm glad that Beyonce did not release this. And Ariana took it upon herself to release it. Yes. Thank you so much. So much. Because then I would have been a Beyonce fan. You saw that? That was peak rage bait. Look at them in the comments. Look at them. They're mad. They're angry. They're mad. For that, 5 out of 5. Now, track number 5, God is a Woman. Let's talk about it. I believe that everybody has heard this song at least once, along with some of her other huge bangers. Now, I will say, I respect Ariana for taking the risk of offense. Obviously, with a statement such as God is a woman, there's gonna be some people talking about it. Now, to my understanding, she believes in Kabbalah, which is a branch of Judaism. Oh yeah, I'm taking y'all to class now. They believe that God has no gender. With that in mind, the title of the song makes sense from her perspective, but I can also see how people from other religions that refer to God as the Father would take offense to that. More about the song itself, though. I do like how confident she is. I also really like how she's not holding back. Like, she's really just putting it all out there for the listeners. I don't follow the Grammys too much. It doesn't really make sense to me how this song lost to Lady Gaga's Joanne during the 2019 Grammys. I heard this song everywhere, and the first time that I heard the Lady Gaga song was during the making of this video. I listened to it just to see if it was better. It's a good song, but I didn't hear that nowhere on the radio. God is a Woman was everywhere. So it doesn't make sense to me, but you know what? It's whatever. Just a Grammy. And for that, 4. Track number 6, the title track, Sweetener. Okay. I take pride in knowing that I discovered this track before it became a trend on TikTok. I do like the 90s kind of like soul feel mixed with like elements of trap music. It's a really unique blend that I initially wasn't really on board with, but I think this song is a grower. For that, 3. Track number 7, Successful. I mean, she's really just talking her shit on this one, just letting everybody know that she's on top and kind of like encouraging people to also reach for the same goal. But unfortunately, I could do without this song. Yes, I could. And for that, 2. Track number 8, Every Time. The song is alright. Not bad. Catchy. But I would skip. And for that, a 2. Track number 9, Ball Slapper. Breathing. I think most people can relate to the struggles of having anxiety. I appreciate Ariana making this song just to kind of show that like she's not any different from any of us. You know, she has her own struggles that she goes through, and yeah, even though she's famous, you know, she's still human. And for that, 3.5. Track number 10, No Tears Left to Cry. Stop crying. All around an amazing track. I really like how the intro is very ethereal, and I also like the feeling that the production brings with like just the right amount of reverb on Ari's vocals is just... Not only did this song do very commercially well, but she became the first and only artist to debut in the Billboard's Hot 100 Top 10 with the lead single from each of her first 4 albums. I like the symbolism behind the cover art, you know, the rainbow over her eyes to kind of signify like it's time for her to move on and time for her to get back to what she does best. A feel-good song for any time and most places, indeed. And for that, 4. Track number 11, Borderline, with Missy Elliott. Cowbells and a Missy Elliott feature cannot save this, Pharrell. This song is my least favorite Ariana Grande song. Now, I will give her the benefit of the doubt. You know, this song was originally intended for Missy Elliott, but she took the song for her own, so I revoke your benefit of the doubt. Now it's on you. I don't like this song. 1.5. Yeah. Now that I got that out of my system, track number 12. Better Off. Just really soothing vocals from Ariana. I am so glad that she gave me this absolute banger after putting me through that turmoil of the previous song, bro. So, to my understanding, she didn't want to put this song on the album because it was too honest. But then she had sort of like a change of heart. She kind of realized that the song is actually kind of perfect for her situation that she was going through. Now, the song, because it was a late addition to the album, fans speculate that it is about Mac Miller, because 3 months prior to the release of this song, they had broken up. And for that, 3.5. Track number 13, Good Night and Go. I like both the OG and Ariana's version. And Ariana might have low-key put me on to Imogen. I didn't know who she was. The heavenly build into the chorus had me actually ascending out of my chair the first time that I heard this song. This is what I call a banger, and it will be played again and again. And for that, 3.5. Track number 14, Pete Davidson. Let's talk about it. Even though this song is short as hell, I still find myself enjoying it the whole duration. I think it's pretty brave naming a song after somebody you're with. One step further, former fiance. I'm not sure if this is correct. This is what I read, okay, that Ariana started writing this song a week after hanging out with Pete Davidson. And she talking about soulmates? I don't know. So correct me if I'm wrong. I know y'all will know. But for this song, a 3. Track number 15, Get Well Soon, You Sick People. I feel musically hugged right now. A lyric in this song that just really stands out to me is when she says, "My life is so controlled by the what ifs. Is there anybody else's mind who does this?" The answer is yes. I'm a certified overthinker, okay? And I know a lot of people are too. So again, I appreciate her kind of bringing her own struggles to the light in hopes of resonating with the listeners. I do like how the last 40 seconds of the song are just complete silence to remember all the victims and the families of those victims who were involved in the Manchester bombing. I think it was a really nice thing to do. Adding those 40 seconds of complete silence brings the track's entire duration to 5 minutes and 22 seconds, which was done purposefully because the Manchester bombing took place on May 22nd. So May is the 5th month of the year, 5/22. Hence the duration of the song. And for that, a 4. Now that concludes the Sweetener album ranking. Overall album rating of Sweetener, 3. Yep, you heard me right. Moving on to her 5th album, Thank You Next, which was released in 2019. This was actually my first ever introduction to her, like real introduction, where I actually sat down and listened to the full album. This was my first Ariana Grande reaction. You can find it up on my YouTube channel right now. So let's get into it. Track number 1, Imagine. Now, I really like how dreamy the production is and the message of the song. A love which is unattainable. It's sad, but it makes for good subject matter, so hence why it's a great song. And for that, 3.5. Track number 2, Needy, or a lot of y'all. I like her spin on the term needy. Usually, it's used with a negative connotation. Yet she decides to embrace the term by telling us how she craves emotional support and why it's needed, hence being needy. But it's actually for something that you need. For that, 3. Track number 3, NASA, Elon. Now, my original opinion of this song is pretty much still the same. I think the word play on the whole stars, NASA, space, gravity, orbit kind of thing, it's true to the title of the song, in the sense that, she stayed true to the title, but it's a little less creative than I would have liked. It's not a bad song though, and I would let it play out if it came on. And for that, 2.5. Track number 4, Bloodline. This one is for all the people out there who got friends with benefits. This is your anthem. Now, I do not partake in the sex, so this song is not for me. What is for me, though, is the trumpets and the drums. I like the production of the song. That's it. So for that, 2.5. Track number 5, Fake Smile. Now, I actually relate to this song more than I would like to admit. I absolutely hate feeling like I have to fake being happy when I'm really not. It sucks. It's like Ariana understood me and was like, okay, bet I'm gonna make this song for you. Here you go. It's like her and I are one. And for that, 3.5. Track number 6, Bad Idea. You have a lot of those. I know you. The chorus is really catchy, but other than that, there's not too much that really stands out or like wows me. But it's not bad though. For that, 2.5. Track number 7, Wake Up. What I do every morning. To all you toxic kings and queens out there, I understand why this is your favorite song on the album. And for that, 3.5. Track number 8, Ghostin'. In the extreme case of Ariana being with Pete Davidson while dealing with the passing of Mac Miller, I understand how the song is relatable. But for all the other people out there who just like the song because they like to ghost people, I don't like it. Anyways, her vocals towards the end of the track completely elevated me. Absolutely heavenly. I also like how she tackles a very real and not so uncommon phenomenon in the dating world. And for that, 4.5. Track number 9, In My Head. I think this track is heavily underrated. Listen to it more. This is actually one of my favorites from Thank You Next. I like the contrast between the dark production and her really light vocals. Also, just the pure swag that she's bringing to this track is it's addicting. This is a banger any day. And for that, a 4. Track number 10, Seven Rings. Let's talk about it. This is a good song to play when you feeling yourself for real. Like, if I was listening to this song with both headphones in while walking through the hallways in school, I would feel like the baddest bitch. On a serious note, though, I like the energy the most about this track. Personally, it's not one of those tracks that I would listen to regularly, but it's nice to hear it every now and then. And for that, I give it a 3. Track number 11, Thank You Next. I'm never doing that again. Her first time topping the Billboard Hot 100. What an achievement. It seems like the secret formula is just sing about all your exes. I'm joking. But I do respect her for playing the song for her exes to make sure that, they were okay with the lyrics and them being used in it. So good on you for that. And not only is it her first number 1 on Billboard, but it also set the record for the most streams in a week by a female artist. And it also became the fastest song to reach over 500 million streams on Spotify. Hot take. I don't really like this song. It's just, it's a good song, but it's not really my vibe for real. Like she's talking about her exes and they're all dudes. I'm not going to be out here singing the names of dudes. It is what it is, bro. And for that, a 3. Be Mad. Track number 12. Break up with your girlfriend. I'm bored. I didn't know the meaning of the song until just recently, and I'm honestly surprised. So she's essentially telling this guy to break up with his girlfriend because she's bored, but his girlfriend is actually a different version of Ariana. So she's telling him to break up with her so that way she can love herself. Yeah, this is like some timeline shit. I don't know. I respect it because honestly, the first time I heard this song, I thought she was just a homewrecker. I thought this was just the homewrecker anthem. And for that, a 3. All right. Overall album rating for Thank You Next. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Who the hell cares?
I give this album a 3. 3 out of 5. That's above average, so don't get mad. Look, I know this album is near and dear to a lot of people, but it's not her best album. It's not. It's not. Moving on to her 6th album, Positions. All right. Let's get into it. Track number 1, Shut Up. The curious production leading up to some beautiful harmonies and then running up and down the musical scale is peak. The lyrics are easy to follow and it's just overall a really fun, feel-good song. I think this is probably my favorite intro that Ariana has made. And for that, 4.5. Yep. Track number 2, 34 plus 35. And for those of you who can't count, 69. I really like the careful use of the strings to accent the hip-hop type production. You know, I hate to admit that this is one of my guilty pleasure songs. And the part where she says F me till the daylight, I just substitute those lyrics for something else because that's not a super fun and bright instrumental with the lyrics being the complete opposite. Obviously, it's a super sexual song and that's why it caught so much attention. Ariana and her team know what they're doing. They know what it takes to make a successful banger. And for that, a 4. Track number 3, Motive with Doja Cat. Before I lead you on. Oh, hello, Toxic Queen. Now, I'm not a Doja Cat fan, but I can admit when an artist does their thing on a track. And she definitely did her thing. This is one that you could take to the club, bro. And it's produced by Murda Beats. It's an instant dub. For that, a 4. We're starting off pretty strong. Track number 4, Just Like Magic, a straight head bopper. We're 4 tracks in and she hasn't even came close to missing in any aspect. And for that, a 4. Another one. Track number 5, Off the Table with The Weeknd, Mr. Abel. I'm sorry, did I say 4 tracks in and she hasn't missed yet? Oh, I meant 5 and it's straight heat. We already know what Abel is able of doing on slow jams like this. Peaking at number 35 on Billboard's Hot 100 is not doing enough justice for me personally. I feel like it deserved way more. The mesh of both vocalists, something that I just love. I love it. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. It's a great song. And for that, another 4. Track number 6, 6:30. I don't really like the whole down like 6:30 scheme. It's not a bad track, but it's just not really my cup of tea. For that, he gets a 3. Moving on, track number 7, Safety Net with Ty the $. All right. Not necessarily a collab that I would have guessed, but one that I am very glad happened. This is definitely top 3 from this album. No doubt. The harmonies and sheer vocal talent that Ariana provides on this track is just encapsulating. It's a really catchy song and it stinks my face up every time I hear it. And for that, 4.5. Moving on, track number 8, My Hair. True grooves laid out all around this track. It's a good song, but I wouldn't seek it out when revisiting this album. And for that, 2.5. Track number 9, Nasty. A true Freak League anthem. And I could do without it. And for that, a 2 out of 5. Track number 10, West Side. I mean, the production caught my ear right away. I really like how she's trying new things and kind of experimenting with the different sides of hip hop. This is a chill banger, if you ask me. And for that, a 3 out of 5. Track number 11, Love Language. Let's talk about it. It doesn't make sense to me how this song is the least streamed song on the entire album, at least according to Spotify. It doesn't make sense to me. The song is so good. It is the definition of underrated and underappreciated. It's got a good swing to it, and the production is lively, but not Blake. I don't like her. And for that, a 4. We just throwing out straight 4s here, bro. Track number 12, Positions. All right. Everything about this track just hits at the perfect time, and it's a classic. No surprise to me that this song debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's another Freak a Leak anthem, but it's okay this time. I accept you. And for that, a 5 out of 5. That's a certified banger right there. Indeed. Track number 13, Obvious. Although I do like the message of the song, unfortunately, it is not for me, and I would skip. And for that, a 2. Track number 14, POV. Okay. Now, I really like the melodies and the songwriting in this track. You can really tell how much she's grown as an artist just by this album alone. The song is very relatable. I mean, I would love to know all the reasons why all the women just love me 24/7, but maybe it's because I'm super buff and like funny and like confident, sexy, but most of all humble. Like I would want to know that too. But Ariana being vulnerable and wanting to understand what her significant other sees in her is very honest. The overall album rating that I would give to Positions, I'd give it a 4. It's a great album. It's literally, it's got so many bangs, so much replay value. It is amazing. A great album. Now this is interesting. Welcome to the most recent album, Eternal Sunshine, 2024. Or in other words, my most viewed reaction to date. I got scammed. The Wicked reaction would have been my top video, but YouTube decided to clap it. YouTube decided to take it down. They didn't want to see me prevail, bro. They blocked it. But you know, I'm not salty. It's cool, whatever. It's fine. I didn't want that video up anyways. All right, let's get into it. Track number 1, intro. End of the world. Let's start with a question. Who else got chills when she said, if the sun refused to shine? You're not raising your hand high enough. It's a really pretty intro track, and it's kind of setting the mood for the rest of the album. And for that, 3.5. Track number 2, Bye. I could say bye to so many people while listening to this song. It's actually crazy. This is one of my favorites from Eternal Sunshine just because of how groovy it is. I also like how she said that empowering people was one of her like main focuses with her music, but at the same time she wants to empower people without being too harsh. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. And for that, 4.5. Track number 3, Don't Want to Break Up Again. The background vocals melt my ears in the best way. The instrumental is amazing and gets me moving every time. And for that, a 4. Track number 4, Saturn Returns interlude. Now, there's a few things that I could say about this interlude. First one is astrology isn't real. And the second one, I love how it slows down towards the end to transition into the title track. And I'm not going to rank this one because it is an interlude. But let's talk about the next one, which is Eternal Sunshine. If Ariana called me a good boy, I wouldn't know if I should feel offended or want a treat for real. I like how Ariana put it. This song is kind of like the glue that ties in all the fun with the sad on this album. And for that, a 4. Track number 6, Supernatural. Describing love as a supernatural thing because of how much it possesses you is actually a pretty clever idea. And I like how concise this track is. It doesn't linger for too long and it doesn't end super abruptly. It's just a really easygoing track. And for that, 3.5. Moving on, track number 7, True Story. Stop leaking music. You're not cool. You're a rat. But the song is alright. I wouldn't play it on my own time. For that, 2.5. Moving on to track number 8, The Boy Is Mine. not mine, yours. I got flamed for not knowing who Brandy and Monica were. I'm Gen Z. What do you want me to do? I have a valid excuse for not knowing who they were. But I know now because y'all forced it into my brain. When covering a classic, you gotta bring your A game. And I can confidently say that Ariana did just that. To my understanding, there's a song out there called Fantasize. And this track is kind of like the naughty version of Fantasize. I don't know. This is a really good song though. And for that, a 4. Track number 9. Yes and. Hot take. Initially, I thought this song was safe to put out as a single. I thought it was cool at best. After learning about everything that she was going through and all the kind of backlash that she was facing from social media and the critics and just like people online that were just saying a whole bunch of like mean shit, I understand now. I understand the meaning of this song a lot better. So for that, 3.5. Track number 10, We Can't Be Friends. Wait for Your Love. Now, this is honestly one of my favorites from this album, along with the music video, which almost made me cry. I do really like the message of the song, and it's unfortunate because it's like when things don't work out with somebody and, you know, it ends between y'all, but y'all are still on good terms. You don't want to completely cut them out of your life, but like, you know that it's probably for the best because, I mean, there's really no reason in keeping them around if at one point you thought of them more than just a friend. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's always, the dynamic is always going to be different. So it's probably better to cut it off completely, which is a really hard thing to do, but it's a very mature thing to do. It is very relatable and very well executed by the Grande herself. And for that, 4. Track number 11, I Wish I Hated You. I don't wish I hated you. I love y'all. Subscribe now. I wish you were worse to me. Damn. I mean, this just makes so much sense following We Can't Be Friends. Not having to imagine somebody as a bad person or the bad guy in order to get over them is actually very mature. Essentially, what she's saying is, I wish there was more that I didn't like about you so it would be easier for me to leave, which is very real and it sucks. It's a very sad but very honest song. You know, I respect her a lot for not hiding her vulnerability from us, the listeners. And for that, 3. Track number 12, Imperfect for You. So this is her personal favorite from Eternal Sunshine. I can always appreciate it when an artist tries something that they're not so comfortable with, despite what people might say. Because a lot of the times when artists do kind of step out of what they're used to, it's because they actually want to. And when you're passionate about something and you actually want to do something, it makes the final product like 10 times better. Now, it's a good song, and I understand why people like it so much, but there are other songs on this album that I would go to first before visiting this one. So for that, a 3. And the final track on Eternal Sunshine, Ordinary Things with Nona. I think it was nice for Ariana to include Nona in a song, considering how many times she's brought her up during like interviews and all throughout her career, how much she talks about her. I think it's pretty cool that she did that. The song itself is not great, but it's also not bad. Personally, I wouldn't look for it though when revisiting this album. Overall rating for Eternal Sunshine. You ready? I'm gonna spin into it, watch. 3.5. In conclusion, my favorite, I can confidently say this now, my favorite Ariana Grande album is Position. Congratulations to all of you who participated in the math problem song. All of my rankings are 100% accurate according to me because I'm superior. My ears are superior to yours. And if you disagree, then you're wrong because I think I'm right. I haven't done this much research since high school. So you better drop a like and share this on Twitter like y'all did me that one time. But on a serious note, thank you to everybody who supported me since the very beginning. And if this is your first time seeing my face, hello. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Be sure to follow me on Twitch. If you want to see movie reactions, I do those on Patreon exclusively. I know that the Arianators are going to absolutely obliterate the comment section. I look forward to it, okay? I look forward to reading each and every single comment, because I do. I may not reply to all of them, but I see all of them. Y'all ain't sneaky. All right, leaving comments on old videos, calling me hot. Stop it. Say it with your chest. But anyways, I love y'all, bro. Thank you for all the support. It's been crazy. This was a really fun video to make, and I was very surprised. Let me know what you guys thought of the video, what you thought of my rankings, if you agree with me, if you disagree. And we can debate on we can fight about it. It's cool. All right. I love y'all, bro. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay.